And we are kicking over this. All right, hey everybody, it's Andrew McCauley here from Autopilot Your Business. We are talking about the latest changes in social media and online marketing that have happened in the last few days. If you've just joined us, Will Hankey is with me. G'day, Will.
Andrew, how are you doing today?
I am good. I've just done a live event. I'm actually sitting in the room that we did the live event in, and I didn't have time to get home to do my blab, so I'm doing it from on the road. Had a few little technical difficulties, but I am here. And if you just joined us, thanks for joining us. We're talking about what's going on, latest online changes that's happened. There's a few doozies. Will, let's kick it off.
Yeah, so the big one happened right after our blab on Friday, and that was that Google Docs went down. You know, you're having all these technical difficulties today. It's nice to know that Google has them as well.
Yeah, I think there's been a few big ones. I think there was a period of time when Facebook was down last week as well.
Yeah.
It happens to all of us. Unfortunately, this sort of stuff happens. Technical challenges are always around. They're going to be part of our life from now on, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I happen to have been affected by that because I was trying to pull up a Google Doc to do a blab of all things, and couldn't get it to come up. So I don't know how long it was down. I think it actually went down, came up, and went down again. All in all, probably an hour's worth of time. Yeah,
you know, sometimes you know, people think, oh, Google Docs is just a spreadsheet. What does it matter? But realistically, Google Docs does so much more than that, right? There's so many different things you can have on Google Docs, PowerPoint presentations and Word docs and all that sort of stuff. And sometimes a lot of these docs are connected to other third-party integrations where you're making a sale of something and it automatically fulfills a Excel spreadsheet and that sort of stuff too. So it can be a big part of your business if you're using Google Docs and relying on it heavily. And when that goes down, there could be all sorts of trouble going on.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, using some third-party system like Zapier or if this then that, you know, all those kind of work together with that. So yeah,
exactly.
It wasn't down too long.
Yeah, cool. So okay, so what else we got on the list of things that we've discovered?
Well, probably the big one is that iOS 9 is blocking third-party applications, especially through JavaScript. And this is all part of the iOS 9 update, which has come out, and specifically people that are using Safari. It's blocking out things such as Google Analytics, which is kind of huge for digital marketers to not get that sort of traffic counted along with their other visitors. So it's also blocking things, you know, like Crazy Egg, Optimizely, any of those sort of things, blocking all of those out. So I did read a statistic on it that it said around 48% of the U.S. users on iOS 9 are using Safari, which was pretty surprising. But
that's just the mobile users, right? Not the desktop users. So, you know, I use Safari probably equally with Chrome on my iOS device, but that's a pretty scary stat or piece of information that website visitors are not being counted because of this blocking. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and like I said, it's all those third-party things like Crazy Egg, for example, which tracks where people click on your site, creates heat maps, those sort of things. They're all being blocked.
So what is what's been done about it? Are they trying to fix that up, or is it they're just saying, well, bad luck? I mean, that's a pretty scary take. You know, I think 65% now people are doing searches online on mobile devices. So that's a fairly large chunk of traffic that could not be being recorded, especially for your Google Analytics.
Right. So what I read was that was actually a new feature of Safari was the ad blocking. And I think they're losing ground on Chrome. So they came out with that as a new feature to block all the ads. The problem is for us marketers is it's blocking a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah, really. Wow.
We're trying to gain some of that momentum back, but I think they're doing it in the wrong way.
So is there talk coming back from those guys to say, well, you know, we're working on things like analytics and some of these other third parties to make
Yeah.
it count? Are they doing anything about it or not?
I haven't seen anything like that. This is a pretty new thing coming out. So I'm assuming at some point the Safari people or iOS 9 people are going to come out with something and say, I don't know. I guess it depends on how many marketers fuss about it.
Wow. Well, watch this space, I guess. Watch this space.
We'll definitely keep on top of it and let everybody know.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you've joined us, we're talking about what's going on, change on online marketing. If you've got something that you want to talk about, there's an open seat. Love you to jump in and have a chat with us too. So there's an open seat. Just click on the link there, and we'll invite you in, and you can have a chat. It doesn't have to be about what we've spoken about. If you've come up or heard some other things that are going online right now, then we'd love to hear from you as well. So jump on in. All right, what else we got there, Will?
Well, I've got a couple things from Twitter. The big one is, Jack Dorsey was named CEO last week, and he's already made some changes. And the first thing he did was cut 336 jobs, mostly developers, from what I'm understanding, trying to kind of streamline the business a little more. Yeah,
well, Jack's been interim CEO for a couple of months now, and I think over the last few months we've seen some big changes from Twitter. Somebody actually reached out from a Twitter authority site to me and said, "Hey, can you give us your comments on what Jack's been doing and where you think he's headed?" So I'm sort of into keeping an eye on what he's been doing. But he's been interim CEO for the last couple of months, and we've already seen things like there's talk about raising the 140 character limit. We've seen direct messages now go to, I think it's 2,000 or 4,000 words in a direct message that you can put in there. There's all sorts of things like large emojis that you can put in direct messages as well. There's more focus on, we've got moments that have been released. We've got more focus on ad revenue. So I think he's already swinging the axe. And some people said, well, he got booted from Twitter in the first place. Do you think he's going to do much good this time around? And I said, well, he was one of the co-founders of Twitter. He had a passion about it. He created it. Back when he created it, it was 140 characters. He copped all sorts of abuse about what the hell is this? Who's going to use a 140 character platform? I think he understands what he did and what he created and how it worked. I don't think you'll find anyone else more passionate about it because he created it. He doesn't want it to die, So I think he's got to do something to make it work. And if cutting jobs for the sake of making it work is what he's got to do, I mean, every other business does it too. And if you're going to automate some of these systems, then you're not going to need the staff to man it. So that's where I think he's going with it. And I reckon there'll be a few more changes before the year's out too.
Oh, I'm sure there will. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be talking about them all.
Yeah, definitely. So, is there any other changes that I didn't mention there? I think because that's been it's the growth of Twitter has sort of stagnated over the last 2 or 3 years. We spoke about on this show a couple of weeks ago about Instagram now has more followers or more users than Twitter. Instagram's got 400 million plus users. Twitter's not up there yet. But I think Jack sees the writing on the wall and says, well, we've got to grow this sucker. How do we make it work? And what appeals to people these days? When he created Twitter, images weren't even part of his thought process. But now it's got to be part of it. Video's got to be part of it because we're living on video. Look at us. We're on Blab, we're on Periscope, we're on Meerkat. It's got to be part of what he's doing.
Yeah. You did mention the Twitter Moments, which is one of the new things that just came out recently.
Yeah.
And there's actually kind of a silly thing on that. There's I'll hold this up to the camera here. Hopefully you can see it. So on the app, there's a picture of a lightning bolt. Yeah, maybe you can see it. Right there.
Yep, I can see it.
Say lightning bolt. So that is the Moments app, and next to the lightning bolt, I don't know if you noticed that little dot there. Boy, it takes a minute for it to kick in. There it goes. See that little dot next to the lightning bolt?
Yep.
So that is apparently driving people crazy now because, when you get the little dot in the corner, especially on like an iOS system, that means there's some sort of an update. So on Twitter, if there's a little dot, that means somebody mentioned you or somebody said something about you. And, maybe it's an ego thing. I don't know. But now these little dots are showing up on Moments, meaning there's new trending things out there, something like that. But Yeah, of course, people are complaining about the
about a pixel. About a pixel. How crazy is that? Hey, I'll tell you else that's something crazy right now. I'm sitting in this large room. It's a boardroom style thing, and they've got light sensors. So if you don't move, the lights will start going off.
Oh.
So the lights are starting to drop on me. So I'm just going to walk over there so I can make the sensors kick back on. It's not working. So here we go. No, so just keep talking. I'll be back in 1 sec.
Oh, that's funny. Well, the blue dot is the new thing on Twitter. Did it come on?
Yep, I didn't have to go too far.
That's pretty funny. So the other big news. Well, there's a couple more pieces. One of the big things is the Facebook video feed. So they just published this today, I think, that there's actually going to be an update to Facebook. Some people are already seeing it, that you can actually just sit and thumb your way through videos now. So this is kind of a play on YouTube, I think. You know, they're seeing that people like videos and are starting to consume them in more ways. So they're trying to take that part of the industry as well.
So Will, I just lost you a bit. I'm not sure if it's my internet connection or yours. Do you want to give us a quick summary again, just in case it was you? Just give us a quick summary of what it was. So
just talking about Facebook video feed, the new video feed in Facebook. There's an opportunity now where you can just thumb through various videos and watch different things. I'm assuming they're going to segment that out at some point by videos that would interest you.
Yeah.
But still kind of cool that they're kind of going after that YouTube market.
Yeah, interesting. I think Facebook haven't finished their video play yet. I think they're going to be hot on the heels of YouTube, and well, they're already in front of YouTube, I believe, from certain aspects.
Oh yeah.
Let's see how that goes. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I'll be interested to learn more about that. And of course, I've got a house full of teenagers, so it'll be interesting to see how they use it. I know that those kids spend a lot of time on videos, watching various things. So I'll try to get some feedback from actual users, right?
So let me ask you a question, SEO standpoint. Videos on Facebook, are they being indexed by Google?
Oh boy, I don't know the answer to that. I know that
I'm not seeing videos pop up in Google. You know, I'm not seeing. You know, you can see YouTube videos. You can see thumbnails of videos from YouTube. I wouldn't be surprised if Google say not a chance. Are we ever going to do that?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up and just see.
Because I'm not seeing. I don't remember seeing any video thumbnail from anyone on YouTube doing that. So that's an interesting little concept. So
yeah, I just did a quick search of Facebook just to see if anything comes up that's video related, and it's all just related to. Actually, the first three are all BuzzFeed videos.
yeah, really. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, what else you got there? Anything else? Anything else on those topics?
No, I think the last couple are just updates to random things around the internet. One of those being the phone pinching.
Yes.
Apparently all the new rage.
The latest rage. I don't know if it's a rage yet, but it's ridiculous if it is. Phone pinching. So here's phone pinching. You get somebody to take a snap with you holding your phone over a precarious position. Toilet, cliff, bowl of boiling water. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe when you're fishing.
You take a photo of it. Really? I don't know. I scratch my head at these things sometimes. So
yeah, that one's a little strange.
Phone pinching episode near you. I think once they combine planking with pinching and ice bucket challenge, then we'll have something to look at.
Yeah, maybe we need to get that going. We need to. What kind of domain could we buy and put something up around that, right?
Yeah, well, there you go. Something like that. Ridiculousmemes.com. Yeah. And one other thing. What else we got on there? Anything else that we had on the list here?
Yeah, Blab itself actually came up with some updates in the last day. You and I were both on a couple Blabs yesterday, and sometime in the afternoon, all of a sudden it changed. Yeah. The colors changed. I don't know if anything else has really changed other than the questions tab has disappeared. So we used to have 3 tabs, all messages, mentions, and questions. The questions one is now gone. So you can still do a question by typing a /Q space and then whatever the question you want to do. That still works, but you used to have a separate tab specifically for the questions.
Yeah, so I think the darker background has sort of made the things on the right-hand side stand out. You've got, purple links. You've got other hosts. Hosts or guests are now actually highlighted in a different color, as you can see. When somebody tweets, it's in a blue box, which is pretty cool. And questions come up in a little blue box as well. So, yeah, there's some more user-friendly sort of stuff. And in fact, I'm looking at your link that you've got there. Can you see? I can see an X over that as the host.
Oh, really?
I'm
No.
wondering if I can get rid of that. Let me check something. I'm going to get rid of your marketingland.com link just underneath my tweet. Does that gone for you?
Yep, just disappeared.
So there you go. There's another functionality. If somebody's trying to put spammy links to their products and stuff in your Blab, you can go and get rid of those things. I don't know if you could do that before.
Yeah, I don't know, but I certainly can't do that. So it must be specifically a host kind of thing.
Just be okay. Well, that's interesting to see. Good.
Yeah,
Very
you can also do a /light /light, and that will change that right-hand side back to the light color if you like it the older way for whatever reason. Which makes
how'd you do that?
/light LIGHT. And that made that whole side light only for me. So it's user specific. So I'm assuming
it's user specific because I just did it for me. So if it's /dark.
Yep.
There you go. Interesting.
Yeah, something different.
Cool tools. That's Blab.
I kind of like the dark. I think it makes things stand out a little bit more.
Yeah, I do too. Looks like the recording button's a lot more prominent too. For me, I've got a big.
Oh, really? Yeah, and it doesn't say on the record for me anymore. It just says recording now. Oh, I think we might have lost Andrew. No. He's locked up on us. Oh, Andrew, are you coming back?
Big red button says recording.
Andrew,
oh, there you go.
I heard you.
There you go.
You. Oh, there you are.
Well, so that's pretty much it. I think. Thanks for joining us. Anything else you want to add there, Will, before we wrap it up?
That was all that we had on the list. Wanted to make sure that we mentioned all those new updates. But thanks everybody for jumping on today. Yep. Yep. We lost Andrew again, I think, or else you lost me. One or the other.
I think Will's saying thanks for joining. All right, well, thanks for the props, everybody.